recording. Alrighty. Well, welcome back to another episode of It's Dyer thing. We got Rob and
Sage
here. And today was the official day for the launch of the 2020 MT series. So what you can see right now is we are looking at the screen. First and foremost, I think the MT03 was anticipated, anxious to see, and for the most part, I think a lot of people were kind of excited about it, eh? So, just a small disclaimer here. This is basically this is not a Yamaha affiliated channel, and nor is it sponsored or endorsed by Yamaha. This is basically rider reviewers and or just riders, and for entertainment purpose only. And the prices and the information here are all in Canadian pricing, as this is a Canadian channel, right?
Yeah, so, maple syrup,
whatever. Anyways, so we got the MT03 debut today that was launched probably around 4.5 hours ago. Sage, you, considering that you've been kind of following a little bit along the trends and the styles of the MT03 and or the R3, what do you think?
I think it's nice.
Yeah,
it looks good.
The overall look is pretty nice.
It's clean.
Yeah, I like how they. Now again, this model here looks to be the European spec model. So there is always the disclaimer down at the bottom. If you read blah blah blah, every attempt has been made to showcase the Canadian versions of our products, which is Yamaha, but all images, information, and specifications may not be exact and are subject to change without notice. Some models may be shown with optional accessories, so on and so forth. So do bear in mind that this bike may not necessarily be exactly as what you see
in the picture
in the Canadian website right now. First and foremost, we can definitely say that these guys
flashers
are not going to be Canadian, right? Am I expecting them to be the big NASA docking station flashers that we are accustomed to see on many models? I would have to say yes, but again, I've been wrong in the past, right? So what are the colors that they offer here, Sage, so far?
Well, the gray with the what is that, orange or is it red? I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's like blood orange, something like that.
Yeah, it's an ice gray, right, with the high vis red wheels. If you take a look at corporate colors up here and here, you can see that the colors are very identical to the colors of the wheels, right?
They're more red though in the actual writing.
Yeah, they're not orangey. A lot of people thought they were orangey. And then so we do have the
nice all black, which I like.
You like that?
I think it looks clean. Yeah. I think it looks mean, very mean. It's the front end of it that makes it look mean. I think it's cool.
Yeah, and then we got your ultimate favorite colors.
Blue. I don't like the blue.
What? You don't like the blue and black? No, I thought you always liked the blue and black, right?
I like it on the R1 because that's the same colors as the R1, the gray and the blue.
Yeah.
But I don't like it on this. Blue and all black. That's just, I don't like the little hints of like gray there. It's odd because you got gray here, gray here, black seat, black front end.
So three colors, eh?
Yeah, and then a little bit of gray in the back if that's gray.
Again, you got to really see it in person, and I think that's not going to happen until approximately January or February is when we do the motorcycle shows in the Toronto region. So do stay tuned for that. That will definitely be a good look over. At the same time, in regards to the specs and the specifications of the bike, there hasn't been any changes from what I have read.
From the R3?
From the R3, other than just cosmetic changes, right? So again, that is for foremost part is the fairing, but other than that, everything else still remains the same. So again, it's still the 321cc liquid cooled double overhead cam with the 8 valves. Other than that, everything else is the same. Did they go with the... Oh, see, look. Okay, so
it's not inverted, is it?
Yeah, they still did the inverted, right? So as of 2019 is when they did the inverted forks for the R3. So they've kept the same thing for the MT03. So that was one thing I was kind of like wondering what was going on about it, right?
Seat height difference.
Seat height. Now, remember the regular seat height was 31 or 30, so
31, yeah.
It definitely looks like it's the exact same thing here as a seat height of 30.7. So again, absolutely no changes. Like I said, 3 colors: Yamaha Racing Blue, the Ice Fluo, and the Tech Black, which is the same as what they did for the first MT09 back in 2017 or 2018.
Which one? The
MT09. No, the black one, all Tech Black. The one that I had, that was a 2018, wasn't it?
I think it might have been 18 or 17. The first year they went MT10, I'm pretty sure.
All right, so enough with the chit-chats on the MT03 just on itself. This is an actual kind of overview for the 2020 MT series colors.
Lineup, I guess.
Lineup, yeah. So we have, again, still, there's no change other than now we've added or Yamaha has added the MT03. So we do still have your favorite, the MT07, which you've been riding this year.
Oh, the MT10. I don't know about the 7.
I know you like the MT10, but the MT07 is still pretty cool, right? So let's click back. You're getting just way too excited here. So MT07 still the same. Colors from 2019 to 2020 have not changed. So what other options do they offer for the 2020? Click, let's go into it. So again, we got the Ice Fluo, the all black, which is the exact same as last year.
Blue is very nice.
The blue, but didn't they do this blue as well last year? Or is this new?
I think this might be new because I don't remember seeing gray stripes on that.
That's definitely new, eh? Yeah, so they've done a change with this one. Interesting. Okay.
That is cool.
So again, that's the same as last year, and the black is the same as last year, other than now they've added the blue. How about the MT09? What have we done to the MT09? So
they're heading with the R1 colors that they have.
Yeah, well, 2019 is what I had this year, and I had that blue one, right? So they did the Ice Fluo again. They did the Tech Black, which was the same as what they did for 2018.
Very clean.
And you said you liked that one the most.
Oh, I like the black one the most because it's just clean and it's flush.
They should have put high-vis wheels.
No.
It would have been so cool.
It's too much.
And then the blue. So there we go. So there's a slight change to the blue one for 2020, whereas 2019 was all blue with a black fender and black side panels.
Yes.
Whereas my 20
was black side panels, black fender.
Yep.
And yeah.
So now they've changed this. Yeah. So they got silver, and then silver or ice gray, I guess you want to call it, with the blue, and then there's that just the
gray
top gray stripe, right? Whereas the 2019 was
black,
a black
or was it white?
No, it was a black one.
Okay.
It's interesting to see these wheels. Remember the 2019?
They had a darker color. They was off matched.
It was almost like a purple, right? So yeah, the wheels actually matched more the under trim piece underneath the headlight, whereas this year they look to be really matching up against the fuel tank. But again, this is only still a website rendering. You got to see it in person before we can actually see. Let's see if there's any. A couple of shots here. This is all still that Ice Fluo. Again, that's 2019. It'll be. Let us know. I'd like to hear any comments. We'll put a poll, feedback as to what you think from 2019 to 2020. Just copying over the same colors, other than the blue. The blue is the only one that's changed, right?
Yeah.
So we got a blue for the MT07.
Blue for the MT09 and the 3.
The 3, we got the 3 colors, right?
Yeah.
MT10. Now this one to me is the important one. This is the one, like I was running the 2018 2018, which I absolutely love, and I definitely want to probably sell it come springtime. It only has like 4,000 kilometers on it, so it's going to be sold at a wicked awesome price, and then going to probably pick up a 2019, but we're only at 2 colors. So these are identical
to last year's.
To last year's. Which
just doesn't make sense. They're doing all these new colors for the MT7 and the 9 and the 3, but they excluded the 10. I don't get it.
That's right, eh? I mean, there's weird. 3 colors on, 03, 07,
09.
09. They're all those, the blacks, the blues, and that new blue. So why haven't they done something to this one? Wow. So this one are only doing 2 colors. Or are they going to come out with something later on? Like a separate announcement and separate launch, like maybe an SP model, or I don't know, right? So
that would be nice.
But here, let's go back. 2018. Let's just take 2 seconds here. Let's go back to the 2018. Go into this one, but that's not the same blue, eh?
But they still could have went with that, but then just swapped all the panels to gray.
But that's still not the same blue. That's not the lightning blue, right?
Yeah.
So what are they doing? Like, why haven't they come up with
different color?
I just don't understand. Yeah, you know what? You are so right on. Like, why don't they do something like this?
Do it to 3 of them. Why not just do it to all of them?
I don't know. Do they have something planned? This is where, anyways, this is where we're kind of at. Very interesting. This is definitely the most ultimate bike that I've loved and you've loved.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it is now off season, so the bikes are kind of put away. But there's no changes. Like the models itself, there's absolutely 0 changes. So the only thing that there was for the MT03, right? Mm-hmm. Other than that, that's new. But I mean, I don't know what. There's a bit of a change for the R1s. R3, that's just the graphic change. So that's it. That's all. And then the Tenere 700, right?
Yes.
So
it's cool.
You like the Tenere 700?
I think it's cool.
Yeah,
I like it in black a lot.
The all black one?
Very much so.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth a try. In regards to the value here right now, this is at a early deposit special pricing. That will end fairly soon, so it'll be quite interesting to see what happens after that. The bike, yeah, what do you think?
But don't you think it's risky putting an early deposit? What if the change of price isn't that much?
You know what? You make good sense there, and unfortunately, we haven't seen anything as to telling us to what it's going to be. So it will be quite interesting to see what the consumer line has to say, especially when it comes to the motorcycle show. So
what I'm very confused about though with this is why all of a sudden with all these 2020, 2019 bikes not having a single white and red one, why did they decide to go with white and red?
On this?
Yes.
You know what? That's so true, eh? Because the last red bike,
it was like 16,
give or take. What do we got in the Tenere, regular Tenere 100? Yeah, no, it's funny, eh? But these 3 colors here were basically spec'd off of the European specs, right? So this is not just a Canadian thing or a US thing. This is worldwide, global Yamaha, right?
But even worldwide though, they don't have a single one. Year 2020 or 2019
is it red. To sneak into the Honda lineup?
It looks like a Honda.
It's weird, eh?
It's different.
It's yeah, not red like that actually. If you see it in person, it's not. That looks almost like a cherry, like a dark red.
And it looks very shiny and glazy.
But it is almost like a very bright fire engine red. So it's like red. So interesting. Anyways, the black one's not bad.
I like the black one.
But I mean, once it's at 12,000, right? So 11,999. By the time you get a few accessories on there, by the time you put some saddlebags. Engine guards, yeah, so saddlebag, engine guards, saddlebag mounts, and just your basic
what's the windshield too?
Stuff that, what you would normally go to, you're looking at almost like $20,000 bike, right? So it definitely has to put out a lot for a price like that. So it'll be really interesting to see what people have to say once they get some kilometers done on it. It looks great. Is it worth that? I don't know, right? So I don't know.
That's a lot of money for a 700. For a dual sport, at least.
You know what? In the Toronto region, that's the thing. This is the biggest thing, and I talk to a lot of people, right, when it comes to off-road riding or dual sport riding. We here in the Toronto greater area, or even Ontario, we're southern Ontario. We don't have the trail system, or the
road
outback,
conditions,
the outback style system to make real dual sport purpose bikes.
I mean, yeah.
Worth their value, right? I mean, technically speaking, you're looking at 90% road and 10% trail, right? So it's a lot of money to swallow, man, for something like that. I don't know. It's really interesting, but each to their own, right? I mean, I guess we got quite a few dual sport guys that we meet up with on Thursday, right? So I don't know. It's not something that I don't think I would invest that much money into.
Not for that price.
We run our WR, and I think that's more than enough.
XT250 is good enough. All of it.
I think so, right? So this is nice that you can get on the highway and you can kind of really cruise, but I don't know. Whatever.
That's a lot of money.
Anyways, so for the most part, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the grand launch for today, which is the what are we? We are November 3rd of 2019. So the biggest and exciting news, I guess, it was the MT03, right? So
I'd like to see reviews on it and how it is. Even though you can look at the European ones, but
yeah, you enjoyed the R3.
I like the R3. It's not that powerful, but it is an R3.
It's fun. So actually, when you're kind of looking a little bit closer here, it was a couple of months ago, I was like, okay, so what can I do, or how can I convert my R3 into an MT03 rather than selling it and then turning around and buying an MT03? There's around 125 part numbers that you would actually have to order, that you would have to kind of eliminate the whole front end. So I can assure you, by the time you've invested,
spend the money,
yeah, it's just not worth it. Sell the R3 and turn around and get yourself an MT03.
That back rim's the back rim's not different from the front, is it? It's the same.
What do you mean?
It looked different in that picture.
No, this is exactly the same as the R3s.
Yeah,
no, there's no changes. Everything is identical. The only big change is the triple clamp that holds up at the top. Trying to source out a triple clamp that would allow you to put the risers on here versus like clip-ons, where the R3 had clip-ons. That's the hardest thing to try and find. But other than that, everything else is exactly the same. Is it doable? I would have to say give yourself a couple of months for everything of the front end to become available as replacement parts. And then technically, yeah, you can do it, because there will be quite a few aftermarket companies that will be copying all sorts of stuff. Yeah. If you take a look, right in the middle is where there's a projector beam, right? So it's not just these two kind of slashy eyes as lights. Those are LED lights, right? But there's a projector beam, so it's still one single headlight in the front and then two beams in the sides, right? So that's quite
What
neat.
I don't like, though, is how everything is very open in the front. With the MT10 and stuff, they hide it all.
Yeah.
They tend to hide, like, you can see the horn right there and everything.
Oh, yeah, here?
And that big, bulky back end they put on it.
This?
Nope.
This?
Yes.
The mudguard. Well, that's the first thing you definitely do is get rid of that, right? So it would kind of look pretty neat. So, whatever. Anyways, so.
And one more thing to add, I don't think that back end really matches the style of the bike. I think it's
too big.
I think it's just an R3 back end. It
is.
It is, but it looks funky on it.
From the fuel tank to the back, it's all 100% R3.
If you look at the MT09, MT10, MT07, it's not a pointed back end. It's kind of cut off, and it's a nice shape. Whereas this one's the R3, and it's pointed. I think it doesn't go with the style.
What you can't do with this one now is there's not going to be any rear saddlebags. So, one wants to take an MT, which was, that kind of changed the styling of bike to go from race, you know what I mean, like full fairing race to now touring. Exactly, right? So, a lot of people have the upright riding position and they want to start touring, and you can do quite a lot of miles on this bike here.
Comfortable.
Comfortably, yeah. But now the only thing you can't do is get some saddlebags because they don't have saddlebags
anywhere either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's going to be definitely something interesting to see what they're going to do, because there's no rear racks for an R3, and thus also for the MT03. There's no place to go and grab onto that. So you can put probably a tail bag over the rear seat and then a tank bag. But other than that, that's it. That's all you get. So it's definitely not going to be something to travel around with, even though it would be capable of traveling. So
I'm looking forward to seeing it in person though.
Yeah.
Want to see it.
Totally. All right. Well, that's it for now, and we'll as things progress, we'll definitely make some more footages as we hear your comments, and if you have any suggestions, do let us know. Other than that, thank you very much for kind of tagging along on this this preview for the 2020 Yamaha MT series.
So I love how everything's blacked out though. That's cool.
Yeah.
Except for this.
Except for the foot pegs.
I know.
Again,
which is
same
silly.
thing. Whatever. They haven't changed on that. Whatever. Anyways, cheers. Peace. Be good. Have fun. Don't forget, keep it covered. This is Rob.
Sage.
Signing out. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah.